Hi there, this is the Shawn1113 podcast show. I am your host, Shawn1113. Thank you for listening to this podcast, wherever you may be anywhere in the world and whatever platform you're listening to. And if you want to contact me, the best way to contact me is at Shawn47k at gmail.com. That's Shawn47k at gmail.com. Or put it via voice message at Spotify for podcast.com. For podcasters.com, that is. And with that, let's talk about sports, shall we? And what's to come. Well, we will end with actual football this time around, but I want to also make an opinion of general opinion as well. I feel August is the most underrated time of the year for sports because really of things that are all still going on, but also things that are incoming as well. So I think August is like the precursor to fall sports when the NFL, college, many other things are coming up. MLB season is still coming around, going around the corner. Trade deadlines, playoff implications, all kinds of stuff there, and just a lot of things. Preseason NFL. I mean, there's a lot of things. U.S. Open tennis championships coming up as well. You know, there's a lot in August than you think. And now that we are in August, it is very underrated this time of year because we're transitioning to the fall sports and stuff. So I feel like people think February, March, and April are probably the best time of the year, but I do believe August is the most underrated time in all the sports, which things are going and incoming as well. So that's my opinion about that. First and foremost, I want to do gift thought to the Terrence Crawford Earl Spence fight. It wasn't even, well, from second round on, in my opinion, Crawford, yes, and I did pick Crawford to win the fight. I think Crawford was the dominant fighter in this fight, without a doubt, from the second round on down. Spence was way too aggressive. Most of the entire fight looking for the knockout, but then Spence exposed himself to the counterpuncher of Crawford, and Crawford just wore him down from there. So, who's the best pound for pound fighter in the world is right now is Bud Crawford. Inoue, if I say that right, let me know if it's not. Can make a case, but right now Crawford being the undisputed champion in two weight classes, is pretty unprecedented in my opinion. I really do. Very impressive performance. We'll see what boxing goes for the next big fight. I've heard people say Tyson Fury might be stripped of his titles for ninth fight. All sick. We'll see about that, but that's speculation. So we'll see you never know with boxing, but that's my thoughts about Crawford and Spence after I saw it. Premier League coming up. Defending champion Manchester. Like as many as you know, I make no secret I'm a Manchester City fan. But there's a lot of teams this coming Premier League season. I feel that's going to give them quite a challenge. Arsenal gave them quite a challenge last year before they faded down the stretch. Manchester United will probably make a run. Certainly make a run if they don't falter down the stretch. The one team, the one club that to me has everything together and can make a serious run is Newcastle. I'm telling you, that team, if they get everything together, could definitely challenge Manchester City for the title. um, title right now. Arsenal, Manchester United, maybe Tottenham, but we'll see about that. But the season starts August 11th, and we'll see from there. But in my opinion, it's going to be another great, Premier League season 2023-2024. Now, for the Major League Baseball, as I was saying earlier, the trade deadline will be already taking place by the time of this recording. So, and I'm looking at everything right now. It's like the American League is a little bit more decisive. The Astros, not surprisingly, coming along. The Rangers had to make something for pitching to offset the Astros. I think the Astros will, of course, make the playoffs, but the Rays, Orioles, Twins, maybe Cleveland. The Angels are beginning to catch the Red Sox. Then it's a bad season for the Yankees. Well, if you're 3.5 games off the wild card, that's not a bad place to be. The Seattle Mariners are making their run as well. Then I'm looking at the National League. No doubt it's the Atlanta Braves National League to win and to lose. Dodgers, Reds, biggest surprise of the season? Maybe not. Diamondbacks are probably more surprised than the Reds. Giants, Phillies are beginning to catch fire. Marlins, I'm kind of rooting for the Marlins because they were, I think in 2020, they did make the playoffs when it was the pandemic. But they got a good young squad. The Brewers are catching up. They got some they acquired some things via trade deadline, which is August 1st, by the way. So by the time of this recording, the trade deadline would have passed. Cubs are not that far off. I think anywhere 5 in the wild card. I think the Mets are going to fade. The Pirates are going to fade too bad. Anywhere within 5 games of the wild card right now in either league might get you in the door. But we'll see. It's going to be a great finish, especially in the National League wild card, in my opinion on that. So that is that. Then the college football shuffle. From what I understand, Colorado is now going to the Big 12 next year. I think now Big 12, which may not be a bad thing. Arizona might go. Where does the Pac-12 go from there? Where does any conference in the West? It's already bad enough with UCLA and USC going to the Big 10. Big 12, what right now, as everything stands, SEC, Big 10 are the front runners. And probably Big 12. Who's the next super conference other than those three? Your thoughts exactly. I feel like with the expanded playoffs with 12 teams now, coming up in 2024 or 2025, correct me if I'm wrong, it seems to me that we are now getting to the point with the NIL, transfer portals, that we are now building super conferences now. That's what it's trending towards, the super conferences. With like I said, with the 12-team playoffs, I feel like that's where we're headed. The more shuffling we're doing, the distinct possibility of a super conference is now coming. It really is. It's come to that point. So where Colorado's moved to the Big 12 next year adds on to it. Adds that speculation to it, in my opinion. So that's why I think about the college football shuffle. And it will affect basketball as well. No doubt about it. Now for my NFL picks. The division winners 2023-2024. It is now time for that. So I'm going to go in the AFC first. In the East, Buffalo. I love to see my Dolphins win the division. Maybe the Jets. We got to see. In the North, Cincinnati, even with the Burrow leg injury, we'll have to keep an eye on that. In the South, Jacksonville. In the West, Kansas City, until otherwise. And then the wild card contenders, Miami, LA Chargers, Baltimore, Indianapolis, and the New York Jets as my outside shot. That's the one team with the outside shot. Maybe Las Vegas, but I'm picking the Jets. In the NFC, in the East is Philadelphia. The North is Minnesota. The South is going to be the worst division in football. I can tell right now. But I'm actually going to pick Carolina here because they did, down the stretch, played their best football. But I'm picking Carolina. In the West, I'm picking San Francisco. It doesn't matter which quarterback, Trey Lance or Brock Purdy. They're still going to win the division because of their defense. In the wild card, I think Dallas and New York Giants, I think 3 NFC teams will come in this year like it did last year. Detroit, even with all the gambling scandals and the mess that comes in, I'm picking Detroit. Seattle, and the outside shot, I'm going to pick Tampa Bay here with Mayfield. If he can win games for Tampa Bay, he might win the division. New Orleans is probably a little bit down. But like I said, the worst division is football. It's got to be It's got to be the NFC South, in my opinion. And I will put that right in the description and all the other stuff that goes on there. But that's it for the Shawn1113 podcast show. Like I said again, if you like this content or love this content, just drop me a line at Shawn47k@gmail.com. That's SHAWN 47k@gmail.com. Or just simply leave a voicemail message on Spotify for podcasters.com. That's all I can say right now. And as usual, please stay encouraged no matter what, and thank you for listening.